Alright, so we're gonna be watching when cops get caught on camera and arrest. Some of them got arrested apparently.
Number 1. Cops taunt a handcuffed suspect.
Again?
On the night of July 26, 2021, a black man named Khalid Vaughn took his phone out and started recording the arrest of a man inside the Royal Palm Hotel in South Beach. Little did he know that he would be the next suspect. As the Miami Beach police officers were arresting Delonta Crudup, who was accused of a scooter parking violation, they noticed Vaughn filming them. Let's just say the cops really didn't like it. After securing and handcuffing Crudup, all 5 cops lashed upon Vaughn, who didn't even have the time to comprehend what was happening. After tackling him down violently, the cops handcuffed Vaughn.
Damn.
But this is not where it ended. In fact, it is where all the mess started. The body cam footage of one of the cops involved in the brutal shakedown showed Vaughn sitting handcuffed on the floor while blood dripped from his face. The reason cops didn't like Vaughn filming them was because they were using excessive force against Crudup. While arresting Crudup, the police officer slammed his head to the ground and held him at gunpoint. Clearly, they didn't deem their actions inappropriate as they proceeded to do the same with Vaughn. "You did that for no reason," Vaughn was heard saying on the body cam.
Boy, y'all charged me and beat me. 20 of y'all. While I'm backing up. It's on camera, bro.
That's actually
As Vaughn was telling his story, one cop was heard saying, "Stop crying," to which Vaughn replied,
Stop crying, look at my face. That did for no reason, bro. You chose your destiny. I did not, I backed up.
Not only that, one officer even proceeded to tell him that he chose his destiny, whatever that is supposed to mean. But if that was not enough, one of the officers picked up Vaughn's Gatorade and started gulping it down, even making noises of delight afterward while all of it was being recorded on camera. Although Vaughn kept asking the officers to take him to the hospital as he was bleeding, the cops didn't pay any mind to his demands. However, the public did. Soon after the Miami Police Department released the body cam footage, it sparked outrage throughout the country. Millions of people took to social media asking the authorities to take action against the heartless officers. Vaughn filed a lawsuit against all 5 officers involved in his arrest, saying that the cops robbed him of his First Amendment rights. He also said that he was an activist and was in no way hindering the police activity. With the support of millions, Vaughn's case was taken seriously, and all the involved officers were charged with battery. In addition to that, 3 of them were also faced felony charges.
In our opinion, from a legitimate arrest of a criminal suspect into an ongoing investigation of the use of force by 5 Miami Beach police officers, leading to their being criminally charged.
Now, let's find out if Vaughn really violated any law or whether he was really interfering in police activity. It is totally legal to film a police officer in public spaces in Florida, just like in other states. In fact, this right is being guarded by the First Amendment itself to protect the freedom of speech. To clear any further doubt, in 2011, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit, which has jurisdiction over Florida, ruled in the case of Smith versus City of Cumming that the First Amendment protects the right to record public officials, including police officers, in the performance of their duties in public spaces. Now, what seems a reasonable explanation for the officers using excessive force against Vaughn is that he was recording the brutal takedown of Crudup, which, if gone public, would cause trouble for these officers. Well, no matter what they did to silence Vaughn, their actions were still exposed and cost them dearly. If you think these officers violated their oath, wait till you see the next case on the list involving former officer Marco Burke. Number 2, cop caught on camera while stealing money. After an AR-15 went missing.
My God. You're a cop. How do you do the one thing that you work to stop, which is what, stealing? Like,
cop caught on camera while stealing money. After an AR-15 went missing from the NTSU police locker, the police chief, Buddy Peaster, suspected an officer named Marco Burke to be the thief. To find out whether Burke really stole the weapon, Chief Peaster set up an on-campus sting. Burke was asked to investigate a supposedly abandoned vehicle. While he was searching the car, Burke's body cam showed him grabbing $1,100 in cash along with a bottle of pills and putting them in his pocket. After he was done with the search, Burke reported to dispatch saying he didn't find anything of importance.
Just the vehicle is unoccupied. That's it.
After informing dispatch, Burke went into his car and his body cam captured the sound of shuffling papers, which was probably Burke counting the money that he stole from the car. This was the moment Chief Peaster had been waiting for. He set a trap and it worked. The primary suspect of the AR-15 theft had lost his integrity in the test. However, the police still gave 1 day to Burke to turn in the things that he found in the search, but he did not. Seeing no move from Burke's side, the police then arrested him and moved him to the Rutherford County Jail, where he called his wife.
Caught up in something, and I got in trouble. I know what I did. He did his thing, and I got caught. So I'm here.
The police had also set hidden cameras to record Burke's moves, but it was his body cam that helped the police.
That was honestly genius. Setting up a sting to catch him in the act and then give him a whole day for him to return the stuff, which they knew he wasn't gonna return, obviously, but wow, genius.
And uncovering the corrupt cop's true face. When asked why Burke would keep his camera turned on during the theft, Chief Peaster said, "I think it was habit out of training, and he turned it on, and it was habit and not thinking about it." Burke was charged with misconduct and was presented in court, where he was pressed by the prosecutors about the stolen AR-15. Burke denied ever stealing the weapon and was not charged with the stealing of the weapon. However, it hasn't been recovered to this day. But Burke did plead no contest to the charges of 3 felonies. He was convicted of tampering with evidence and is now facing 3 to 15 years in jail. Now, you've become the type of person that you were trying to defend your community against, Chief Peaster told Burke after the trial. The chief also said that although they didn't find the weapon, the sting still worked as it exposed an officer who had gone bad. Although Burke was only proven to steal 1 time, the next rogue cop on the list, Luke Davis, broke all records for misconduct. Number 3, state lieutenant involved in stealing public property. In June 2008, the Omni Drug Task Force, led by Michigan State Police Lieutenant Luke Davis, raided a resident named Rudy Simpson's home. Rudy said that the police came when he and his other band members were practicing for a live performance. The search warrant for Rudy's house was based on an anonymous tip in a marijuana stem that cops said that they found in garbage. Soon after the raid, Rudy and his friends were taken upstairs while other cops were in the studio. Describing the police officer's behavior, Rudy said,
"Very unprofessional, almost thuggish. I felt violated.
Almost thuggish is
and,
crazy.
Almost like if it was a game to them."
One of Rudy's friends said that some of the officers took turns on the studio equipment to sing songs, while others were searching his house. He also said that some of the cops went into the kitchen and started eating cookies.
And going in the refrigerator, eating stuff out of the refrigerator, it was very unprofessional.
However, little did they know that their every single word was being recorded on the studio's mics. The cops claimed that they found a 1/4 ounce of marijuana and half a pain pill that Rudy later showed a prescription for. Rudy said that the cops were more interested in his house's stuff than they were in finding drugs. He said that the police officers kept talking about making excuses to take his music equipment. While the cops were trying to come up with a reason to steal Rudy's stuff, they were being recorded on the mics.
Oh, we keep a bunch of booze, right? I don't know where we at. I guess that's Luke's fault, not mine. I was just trying to get paid on our house. Yeah, well, Luke comes down here and don't want to take care.
Well, they were not just talking. The cops ended up taking Rudy's 52-inch flat television, a DVD player, 2 computers, a camera, and multiple DVDs. Now, according to the law, the police are only allowed to seize the property that was purchased from the money earned from selling drugs, and that too after the suspect is proven to have been selling drugs. The cops did find marijuana, but in no way they had a reason to believe that Rudy had been selling it. But as it turned out that Rudy wasn't the only victim of Luke Davis's misconduct, as the state police initiated a secret investigation after receiving multiple complaints about his misconduct, Davis's corruption, along with his colleagues, was exposed. As it was, Luke Davis, along with another officer, Emmanuel Ripolle, and a Monroe County resident named Lawrence Dussault, was busy seizing people's property for years. The investigation uncovered that Davis and his buddies were involved in a huge property embezzlement scheme. According to court records, during the search of Davis's house, the police found a wall covered with men's and women's jewelry, along with 22 cell phones, 30 designer purses, televisions, computers, motorcycles, and a golf cart.
So he's gonna steal stuff and then store it in his house. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Designer purses, televisions, computers, motorcycles, and a golf cart. The investigation revealed that Davis abused his power. According to the Michigan State Police policy, seized property is either to be sold at auction, put to official use, or destroyed. Davis, however, started keeping the seized property for his own use. Attorney General Bill Schuette said that Dussault worked as a straw buyer for Davis who would falsely buy the property at auctions and would later sell
He kind of looks like the Better Call Saul.
it to a third party, splitting
Saul
the profit
Goodman.
among each other. Officer Rapoye also played his part in the scheme by helping Davis in making the false receipts of Dussault's purchase of the property at auctions. Davis was sentenced to 20 years in jail after he pleaded guilty to one charge of racketeering, while Rapoye was sentenced to 3 years probation and 28 hours of community service. Lawrence Dussault, on the other hand, was sentenced to 2 years probation. In addition to being imprisoned, Davis and Rapoye were also fired by the Michigan State Police.
Good.
If you want to...
Okay, I did not expect them to be, the guy was, who was it? The first guy is serving 20 years?
Was sentenced to 20 years in jail after he pleaded guilty.
Davis is serving 20 years in jail. Plead guilty. I mean, they might let him out early for good behavior. I'm assuming he knows to be on good behavior if he's a cop. Wow. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Now it's my time, I gotta make up for all them nights that my mama cried. I'm going in, I'm putting everything on the line. Dropped out of school to chase my dream, I had something for the proof. I put my all into this shit, man, I can't fucking lose. They smile up in my face, but they don't know what I've been through.